Hello, all of my amazing tutor friends. It's Marlena back again with another exciting video. So today I'm going to talk to you about a place that I've only been to twice, but I absolutely love it there, and I hope you all get a chance to visit sometime. As I share my screen and pull up my pictures, um, I want you to take a guess as to where this place. Oh well, the timing was off there. But today I'm going to talk to all of you about Montreal, Canada. We'll wait for, there we go, Montreal, Canada. So, have any of you ever been to Canada? Keep it in your head, or if you're not going to disturb anyone, you can say yes or no. Now, has anyone ever been to Mexico? Well, you also do the same thing. Keep it in your head or say it out loud if you're not going to disturb anyone. So the interesting thing about both Canada and Mexico is that they're connected to the United States, which means we can drive there without having to take a boat or a plane or anything like that. So it makes it a really nice option if you want to go on vacation and visit another country, but you don't want to get on a plane. So here we have, you can see down here, we have the USA, and then here's a map of Canada. And Canada has its own version of what we know as states. We live in the state of Pennsylvania. Our neighbors live in the state of New Jersey, right? We know these states in our country. Now, in the country of Canada, they have something called provinces. And Montreal, the city that we're going to talk about today, is in the province of Quebec. What's interesting about Quebec is that many residents speak French there. Not only do they speak English, but they also speak French, which I think is really very interesting. Would you like to speak two languages? Maybe you do speak two languages. Say it out loud if you're not going to bother anyone, and keep it in your head if you're with others that you might disturb. Well, I just had to show you. I typed in, how long would it take me to drive from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to Montreal, Quebec, Canada? And it's between 6.5 and 7 hours. Oh my goodness, that is a long trip, isn't it? So maybe some of you have driven that far before and you can think about your past experience, or some of you might have never driven that far before and it can seem intimidating, especially as a driver. So if you ever have driven very far before, be sure to thank your adults at home for that. And this is just an idea of how long it takes to get to Montreal by car. So this is a really beautiful photo of the Montreal skyline. And a side note, some of the pictures are mine, but some are not mine. This picture is not mine. But I just wanted to show you all how beautiful the city is, and you can get an idea of what it looks like all lit up at night. So this is a picture from a university inside of the city. It was called McGill University, and I actually walked around their campus before when I was in Montreal, and it's absolutely beautiful. And there's something really appealing or very interesting or likable about the fact that it's not only in the city, but that so many people speak different languages. So I just wanted to share that little piece of information with all of you. Now, this is the view from a very interesting point in the city called Montreal. My first ever trip to Montreal, my dad convinced me to go on a hike with him, go on Mount Royal, but he didn't quite say it would be a hike. He said, oh, we're just going to go for a walk. It's really not far, and there's supposed to be a really beautiful view at the end. So I said, okay. Now, I was not wearing the right shoes to be going on a hike, and I was so disappointed and upset at how long it was taking us, but this was the view from the top. So it was all pretty much worth it. As you can see, absolutely beautiful view of the city. Now, the second time I went to Montreal, well, first I need to tell you all, I am a very big ice hockey fan. I love the Philadelphia Flyers. I'll show you. I have, oh, it might not come off. Well, oh, here we go. I have a magnet on my fridge that says Philadelphia Flyers on it. I absolutely adore them as a team, and I just want to see them win the Stanley Cup at some point in my life and be able to go to a parade. um, so I went on a road trip, and my dad and I went and saw the Flyers play the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal. And it was so much fun. The Flyers lost, but it was really very special to go and see them play in an entirely different country. And we went to the Centre Bell, which is where the Montreal Canadiens team plays. And there's a lot of history. The Canadiens are a very historic team in the NHL. This was a picture that I took of the Centre Bell and kind of the area surrounding it. I just thought it was an interesting look. You can see here the different banners from the former players, and they even have some statues, and it was just a really cool atmosphere. I also took this picture. This is from the game that I attended. I believe it was 2016. You can see the Flyers player over here and some Montreal players over here during warm-up. Now, Montreal, Canada, in general, gets very, very cold. You might know this. Much colder than we have ever gotten here in the United States. They live with tons of ice, snow. The sidewalks, when I visited, were never really even paved. So it was really, they really just live amongst these kind of wintry elements. And that led them to build something called the underground city. So you actually go underground where, you know, a subway station would be, and they have pretty much an entire shopping mall. I believe there's apartments for people to live in. And in the winter, the very cold months, the whole city likes to spend time underground. As you can see here, this looks like a normal mall. It's actually beneath the city, and they call it their underground city. Many years ago, I believe in the 70s, but I'm not sure, Montreal hosted the Olympics, and this was the Olympic Stadium. And I just wanted to include a picture of it to show you how unique or different this stadium looks. It's like, this is a retractable roof, which means that the roof can be removed and put back on, especially depending on the sport that's being played, the weather outside, and you can get a good idea of this. And it's very stunning to see in person. And I think they do tours. I'm not really sure. My family and I did not do that when we were there, but we did drive by. Another really interesting part of Montreal is something they have called Old Montreal. And it is, you know, you can see here, it looks very European. It almost looks like a street in France or another country similar to that. And it's a really great place to feel like you're in Europe, and there's beautiful little restaurants and shops and a whole environment that makes you feel like you're in an entirely different place than the city you are in. Oh, this is a random picture, but my dad and I went to this very good Italian restaurant when we were there. I think it was called Santa Lucia or something. I'm not really sure. It was an Italian name. And it was just absolutely amazing. And it was one of those things we weren't really sure what we wanted to eat for dinner, and it ended up being the perfect thing. I love pasta bolognese. Bolognese is a meat and bread sauce, and it was absolutely amazing. I would go back there in a heartbeat. So if any of you ever get the chance to go to Montreal, definitely check that restaurant out. And you can't end a visit in Canada without going to Tim Hortons, which is their version of like a coffee shop chain, like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or Wawa, kind of. Great coffee, great donuts. You have to go to Tim Hortons. So I had to include it in my pictures. And that is it for me, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Thank you all so much for watching. I miss you all, and I hope to see you in person soon. Have a great day. Bye.